Okay, so we were on at this state where we were creating this process builder on travel approval object. Let me quickly add the criteria from and when the destination state is Texas, let's say. Okay, and when the action is, so our, see, what we have done, we have created,
does not equal.
yes. Okay, so now you save, create a new record or edit a record in travel approval, right? If the record satisfies this criteria, like the destination state is not equals to TX, I want to simply update the record fields which is out of state to true. Okay, so here you click on add action, and now here you can this, see, if it is true, then it will execute this immediate action. Now in process builder, you can do two types of action. One is immediate and other is scheduled. Okay, so as of now you are able to see immediate action. I will tell you when you can get the scheduled actions. Okay, because that is also one something which is very conceptual, and it can it can be asked in the interview, but I don't think it can. It is there in the exam, but certainly in the interview, the interviewer may or would like to assess how good or how well process builder. So that is one situation where you can where they can ask. So right now you don't see any scheduled actions box here, right? Because there is one setting which you have to do. Okay, for now let's focus on this. So immediately I wanted to see, there are, I think 9, 11, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11, right? So there are 9 actions, sorry, 11 different actions which you can perform in process builder. Apex means you can make a call to Apex code from here. You can create a record, additional record, email alerts, like I said. So if you wanted to send an email, you can use email alert. If you wanted to make a call to another flow, remember the other flow is the new point and click automation tool, right? So if you wanted to make a call to flow from process builder, you can also do so. A post to chatter as well. Process means from this process builder, you can call another process builder. So here you will see the list of process builder that can be called. Quick action is something like the buttons which you see on the highlight panel, right? Remember, you go to your org and here you see the buttons on the highlight panel, right? So you can create a quick action kind of button for this record. Okay, here. So if you wanted to make a call to the quick action, you can do so. Hold on, where is it? As well, Quip is something which is Salesforce document management application, just like SharePoint, similar to SharePoint. Okay. So if your company is using Quip, so you can also have some kind of automation from your Salesforce or to your Quip application. Custom notification is something like based on certain thing you wanted to notify a certain recipient, right? So what happens when you log into your org, right? Here you see the bell icon, right, on the top. So this is where the notification would come up or show up. So let's say there is a business logic. Sorry, there is a custom notification which you are creating through process builder, right? And in the process builder, you define a recipient type. And if I am the recipient type, then if this process builder runs, if this criteria is true, then these actions will be called, executed. And if I am the recipient, I will be getting that notification message under this bell icon. Okay, so this is what custom notification mean. And here you can define your own title, the body, the message. Submit for approval process, like remember when we had to submit for approval, we have not gone through approval process, right? No. So here you see if we have to submit this record for approval process, and if there is an approval process configured in the system, it doesn't go automatically into the approval. You have to come to this, click on this button, add some comment, and then click on submit for this record to go into the approval. So there is what? One click, two click, then the message, and then the four clicks I have to do if the record is eligible for approval process, right? It doesn't go automatically. So based on the business logic, if it satisfies the criteria, simply automate the submission process to the approval process, or simply automate the submission action to the approval process. So you can automate the submission of record to approval process using process builder action, which is called submit for approval. Okay. Now in our case, it is the update record. So we are going with that. And you can give a meaningful action name here. And then which type of record we wanted to update. Okay. So if you click on it, it will give you two options. One is select the travel approval record that started your process. And another is select a record related to approval process. Okay. So if remember, we are, you see here that we are building this process builder on the travel approval. Okay. So I save a record on travel approval. It checks the criteria. If it's true, then it goes into the true path and it will execute the immediate actions, whatever you have configured. Now here we wanted to update the same record, right? If the travel approval record destination state is not equals to TX, then mark its out of state checkbox to true, right? So in our case, it is the same record that started the approval, that started the process builder basically. But you also have an option to update on the related child records as well. So if I open it, you can see expense item here. Where is expense? See here. Okay. So in our data model, we can also update on the related child records. So this is very important. In the update action, in the update records action, either you can update the records which started your process builder, or you can update the related records. Keep it in mind. In our case, it is the record which started the process. Is it clear? Right? So we selected which type of record we wanted to update, which is travel approval. Now down below, you will see that set the new field values for the record you update. So our like what we wanted to update, you select the fields out of state, Boolean, and it is true. Okay. So our condition was, let me save it. So when you, let's try to connect the dots. Whenever a record is, whenever travel approval type of record is created or edited, if this condition is true, destination state is not equals to TX, I wanted to perform some immediate action, which is this, like I wanted to perform update records, okay, on travel approval record itself, where I wanted to set out of state equals to true. You can add multiple actions as well. So one actions I have added, I can add like, let's send an email alert. Okay. Send to user, someone, let's say I'm just making hypothetical situation. Then you can select which email alert you wanted to send. So likewise, you can add multiple actions here. It's not like just one, but you can have multiple grouping of or set of actions configured. Any questions here? All good? Roshan? Sitara,
Solid.
Abash? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I had told you that we can also schedule an action here, like 2 hours, after 2 hours, or after 2 days of record getting created, or after 2 hours or 2 days of satisfying the criteria, right? So you go to this node under advanced, right? You click on say yes. I wanted to execute the actions only when the specified changes are made to the record. Save it. Do you see this scheduled actions now here? Right? So you can run immediate action as well, and you can schedule some actions. So you see the options here. Like you can configure days and after and before a certain date, like created date, trip start date, or trip end date. So this is with reference to any date fields on the travel approval record only. Okay, like, okay. So all the date fields which are on the travel approval will appear here, and then you can set up like when do you want to perform certain actions, after how many number of days, or after how many number of hours. Okay, you can also schedule like, okay, run it uh, uh, 0 days or 2 hours from now. From now means whenever the criteria is satisfied, the timer starts from that point of time. So if the record meets my criteria, it goes into true part, and then the timer starts if you configure this option like 2 hours from now. So now means whenever this action is actually invoked. Make sense? Easy to understand now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep this thing in mind. This is going to be an interview question. As an user, as an admin, I wanted to schedule some actions, right? Firstly, they will ask you how you can schedule an actions. So you will say that, okay, process builder or flow or some other mechanism. Fine. Now, okay, fine. You know how to use process builder, but as an admin, as a junior admin, when I go to configure scheduled actions, I'm not able to find the schedule action box or setup in the process builder. What's the what's the problem? What's the reason? Okay, so you have to simply say that in the decision box or in the decision node, you have to select the advanced checkbox, which says to execute the actions only when this specified changes are made to the record. Okay, if I uncheck it and save it, it's gone. Okay. Our automation, yeah, it's done, right? So now let's test it out. So now once you are comfortable with your configuration, on the top you see you can click on activate. Okay, click on activate. Okay, so activating this process automatically deactivates another active version. So in process builder, for a given process builder, for example this, you can have multiple versions of it, so you can keep on cloning. If you clone it, you see it asks you like, is it like a new version of the current process builder, or you wanted to create a new process builder? So you can maintain versioning as well. Okay, so it is activated now. Let me go back to view all process. So this is my, yeah, I created this today, this one. It is active. And which type of process? It is record change, and it is on travel approval object. Let's go and try to see this. So last time when a while back I was creating this travel approval, it was C, right? The destination state does not equals to TX, right? So now if I let's say I clone it, I'm creating a new one. Okay, see, I'm not clicking on this out of state. Okay, I'm simply saving. You see, now based on the destination state, it is checking my out of state checkbox to true. I didn't check it. So it is the process builder, it is the automation tool which is doing this field update, which is updating the records on the travel approval. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's go back. So this is done. Workflow will find. Next one is approval process. Okay, before that, let me just go through the notes which I have. Okay, so process builder lets you do these actions, but remember there are 11, as of now, there are 11 distinct actions which you can perform. And remember as much as you can, because yeah, they can ask in the interview or in the exams as well. In the interview, from interview point of view, you can, if I click on it, let me click on clone. I'm creating a new version of it. Save. And go to actions. So the commonly used actions as an admin, okay, are create a record, email alerts. You can make a call to flow as well. You can make a call to processes as well. You can submit for approvals, and you can update records. So these are more common to the other actions. Now, if you have to work with a developer, so sometimes like this process builder, there is no code, right? We didn't write a single line of code here. Okay, so in Salesforce, there is 3 terms. Okay, one is called no code, other is called low code, and then there is something. It's a just a terminology how we interpret a situation. So this was a no code approach. Okay, low code means like you used process builder as well, and also you make a call to Apex. You are using some Apex method or Apex service from here. Okay, so it's kind of low code. All solution is not done through the code, but yes, there are point and click automation tool as well, which is a part of the overall solution. So this is like low code. And if you have to build your solution using Apex code itself, like you have to create your pages using Visual Force page, Lightning components, then they are just like high code solution or approach. Okay, now when we go through the approval process, when we'll go through that one, we'll create an approval process, but again, we'll try to use process builder to automate the submission to that approval process. So remind me about this if I somehow miss this, but yeah, when we go through the approval process, we'll try to understand how we can combine process builder submit for approval actions with our approval process, which we'll create. Okay. That's there. I'm going to open up the notes here. Yeah, so important boxes like add criteria. I'm just recapping it. The actions, we have gone through this. Yeah, the type of record when we have to do the field update. So apply update on the same type of records where this process builder is configured, which is in our case approval process, or you can select the child if you have the requirement. So you can apply update action on the related parent record as well, right? So you have travel approval and you can update on department as well. And you can update on the related child as well. Okay. So this is again an interview question. So if you have to do an update, right, where you can update. So first things first, you can update on the same object like travel approval, which we have done. You can update on the parent object as well, in this case department. I'm showing you the options. I have not done it here. in our hands-on, but yeah, we have the option. Now, if you have to update the child object, then you can also do so, because we are getting expense item as well. So try to recall the schema builder. On the top, you have, if you see the data model hierarchy, department, then travel approval, and then the expense. So using process builder, you can automate the parent, the same object, and the child objects. Make sense? This is very important. People with 3-4 years of experience, even they are not aware of this thing. All good?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's from the process builder point of view. Let's see what we have in the next. Otherwise, let's see how big it is. Okay, so approval process is a very big tool, automation tool. So it's better we do this in the next session. Yeah. Abbas? Roshan?
Yes, that will be good.
Yeah, because it's
It will take time.
yeah, it has a very there are multiple steps if you go through that whole setup pages, and there are a number of settings
Number of settings
yeah,
concepts.
yeah. So we'll go through that one in the next session. I will keep it light today. I will share the screenshots or the notes for process builder in the Slack channel. But yeah, we'll be connecting on regular time, and we'll keep on continuing with that. Let me stop the recording first. Any questions anyone have? No, right? Otherwise I'll stop the recording. All right. Okay.